Hi everyone, I'm here to make a quick video about hulless pumpkins. So that is the ones that have seeds in them that don't have the shell around the seeds. So they're great for growing if you're into eating muesli in the morning. You can just throw them in there and you don't have to peel them or anything like that. You don't even have to roast them or anything like that. If you dehydrate them, and store them properly, you can just grab a handful every now and then and chuck them in your morning muesli, which is exactly what I do, or put them into muesli bars or whatnot. So that's these pumpkins. Took me a little while to find the actual seeds for them online. I bought a couple of varieties, and this variety, which I can't remember the name of right now, but I'll write it on the screen. These are the ones that actually grew from the seed. The other ones didn't, and they've grown really well. This is the second year that they've grown for me. I've just got them in my roundabout garden here, and they seem to really thrive. It's not particularly great soil. It's mainly clay with a little bit of horse manure mixed in here and there, and excuse me, and eucalypt mulch on the top. So it's really not getting treated that well, but it gets a lot of water. We're in north central Victoria. Excuse the wind as well. It is a little bit windy on my hill here this morning. We're in north central Victoria, and we get summers fairly hot. It can be into the low 40s, low to even mid 40s, believe it or not, and these pumpkins have done just fine. And I attribute that to having the shelter of this big flowering gum here. It's not huge, it's only about 6 years old or something, but they really they're happy underneath that tree. They get a bit of shade. And these north-facing ones here, they've sort of suffered a little bit more, but you know what? They've grown the biggest pumpkins compared to the others. These are more leafy. I've got 3 plants in total in this roundabout garden. The other 2 plants are more leafy. Haven't grown as big pumpkins as the other one that's sort of suffering a bit in the north position, but they've grown more pumpkins, smaller pumpkins, but more of them. So they've got maybe 5 each, something like that, and the other one's grown 2 larger pumpkins. So I'll just zoom in a little bit. These it's a bit of a cloudy day, that's why the flowers are a little bit closed, but they pretty much look like normal pumpkins, the flowers. These are the male ones because they've got the long stem on them. I think it's getting a bit late in the season for them to want to make, oh, there's a bee in that one pollinating. It's getting a little bit late in the season for them to think about making more fruit, I suppose. So they're just growing a lot of the male stemmed ones, the flowers, which is fine. The bees love it. So the ants, excuse my camera as well, it's, you know, it's not the greatest, but there's a bunch of ants in there, which is fine. I've seemed to notice that this is a bit smaller pumpkin, but they turn like a beautiful yellowy orange color when they're reaching their ripe, like a ripe stage. This one, I mean, you can see my hand next to it, so it's not the size of a basketball, a bit smaller than that, but still a good size, and will have a good amount of seed in them anyway. And as I mentioned earlier, they're the hulless ones, or otherwise known as pepitas, I suppose, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So let's just move along these plants, and I'll show you what they look like in their different stages of development. These ones are still growing because they've got the greenish, excuse the hose as well, the greenish mottled look about them. Quite a nice colour, like quite pretty in the garden, I reckon. Yeah, lovely. and they're still growing, even though we're in the first days of autumn. So March the 4th, I think it is today, and they're starting to get the cooler nights now, and they're thinking about hurrying up and ripening their fruit. And we have had good autumn rains the last few days. Here's a couple more, and I haven't put them here, they've just grown here onto the driveway, and I've just let them. They're obviously looking for light, which is lovely. I think this little pond actually helps as well. It just cools them down on those really hot days that we've had in summer. That's always been growing there, and pretty happy. It's a little feature, and I think the bees drink out of it, and the cats and the chickens, I've even seen them on the rim drinking out of it. It's quite a big size pot, and that's worked quite nicely too, just to cool them down, along with this big red flowering gum. It's a shame it's not flowering now, because that's stunning, but I can probably attach a photo of the flowers. And yeah, as I said, these two plants have really been cohabitating really well with each other. Coming on to this plant that sort of has been suffering a little bit in that northern exposure area, and it's probably the first to get frost. When frost does come, it'll be the first one that cops it, I reckon. There's a little pumpkin there that it's still trying to grow, but I reckon it'll be too late for this one. And another one here that's quite small, and see, they look like quite pretty when they're that little, quite cute. But yeah, I think that one might be too late. But this one, it's humongous. I accidentally snapped it off its stem earlier because I tried to roll it over. Ugh. It is really heavy. I mean, that's magnificent, and I'll put my hand next to it for size. It's humongous. Yep. And that can sit there and mature a little bit more. It can get a harder skin. It's got a quite harder skin now as it is already, but I'll just leave it there just to keep maturing a little bit. And then I'll make another video, and I'll sort of stitch it to this one, and I'll show you how it can be harvested, how you open them, and what the seeds look like in the middle, and how to prepare them to be shelf stable. Yeah. So here we are, guys, the first couple of days of June, and you can really tell that the pumpkin plants have died off well and truly. I don't think we've had a frost yet, but they've had it. I've already harvested a bunch off them. There's a few stragglers here and there. This is only a little one. I don't expect to get any seeds out of it, so I'm not going to bother with that one. I might cut it open and give it to the chickens and see if they want to eat that. But this roundabout garden is looking very sorry now. Sore and sorry, so what I'll do is I'm going to take a couple of the remaining pumpkins and show you what is actually in them, and how we can get the seeds dried out and shelf stable, and then I'll weed this whole garden and mulch it, and it'll look nice and pretty for winter time. And this big beautiful red flowering gum will get up and going. It's got a lot of new growth on it. It's enjoying itself with all the rain we've been having. Lots of new growth, and that'll be able to get itself ready for some flowers for summertime. That even looks like a little bit of a bud happening there. And here we are, a lot of the pumpkins that we've put in the shed for storage, but I can tell that some of them are already starting to get a bit damp, and they're I don't want them to be stored anyway. I want to harvest the seeds out of them. They're not really, well, I've never tried eating these pumpkins, but they're not supposed to be that impressive to eat. So I'm just going to feed the flesh, what flesh there is. I'm going to feed it to my chickens. I don't think the sheep will enjoy eating that, but we'll get the seeds out, and that's really what I want. So this is the situation that I've got. This one big pumpkin is so massive that I'm just going to have to chop it with a log splitter. I feel like that's the way to go. And the smaller pumpkins will be interesting to see if there's actually any good harvestable seed in them at all. So let's chop the smaller one first so I can get a bit of a practice run and work out what I'm actually doing. Usually I would use a big knife, or I'd have my man here and he could chop it for me. That's chopped really easily. Let's see what's in it. So they're only really small, and I'm not really impressed with that. I think, and I'm not surprised. The chooks will really love to eat them. They're quite soft, and the chickens will love to eat them, so that's fine. These small pumpkins I didn't expect to be really great anyway. They got going late in the season. But it's the big one that I'm expecting to have any really useful edible seed in it. Let's do the medium one, this one. This one could be okay because it's got quite yellow, almost orange flesh on it, so on the outside, so I'm thinking it's maybe had a bit more time to mature. There we go. And you know what? It's not really that crash hot either, which is a shame. I thought that this one, no, they're not great. Chicken's gonna enjoy eating some pumpkins, and this side's pretty average, but you get the idea what it is going to look like. It is really stringy on the inside. I could probably have a go at eating this flesh, but you know what? I'd rather not. I'd rather just eat the butternut pumpkins that I've got because they taste so much better. Well, let's go straight to the big one now. And it's a lot harder, the skin on this one, so it's hopefully the seed inside is good. Straight away you can see these seeds are trying to start growing actually, but the green ones are what we want. Because I've had them sitting on a shelf for quite a while, they're actually trying to start to grow, which is not really what we want. I'll open it up and we'll get some more seeds out, which I'll show you. There we go. Not as fully seeded as I have seen in past years, but that's what we're looking for, the green color of them. That's when we know that they're fully matured. And even if you guys don't want to eat them, we can store them and they can grow from these seeds. Now we're back inside with a few seeds that I managed to harvest from my pumpkins. In all honesty, it was a lot less than last year, and I put it down to the type of season that we had. I feel like sometimes when we grow some varieties of vegetables, they have a really good bumper season. Like apples this year and pears were really good for me. But other things like tomatoes kind of were just average. And these pumpkins, they were probably less than average. So, you know, I haven't completely failed. I have managed to harvest some. And, you know, there's some really good, nice fat ones in there that'll taste really good. It just means that I won't have a huge abundance for my muesli in the morning, which is a bit sad. But I'll have enough to grow them again next year, well and truly, and have some for eating too. So I'm not going to dry them in my food drying receptacle that I've used previously. I'm just going to air dry them this time. I've got a bit of baking paper, so once they're dry, I'll be able to get them off the paper really easily. And you know what? These can be eaten fresh. There's no problems with doing that. I'm just spreading them out on here. And when I put the phone down and I've actually got two hands to work with, I'm going to pick off the slimy membrane bits. They don't need to be on there, but I'm just evenly spreading it out so they dry in, you know, normal room temperature. They can be toasted. Some people like doing that. They can be eaten fresh as they are now, as I said. But for storing, I just dry them out like this and store them in a jar with a little bit of rice or salt or something like that, just to I suppose give them a bit of longevity. The salt sort of preserves it or helps it preserve it, and or the rice also absorbs any excess moisture that might be in the jar or whatever. So there we go. I've still got a few more pumpkins to go. So hopefully they've got more seeds in them. Well, I'm hoping as the years go on, a couple more years, that they might actually germinate a bit better because they're used to my soil and my climate. We'll see how we go next year, I suppose. I'm going to keep trying. So this is the tiny amount of seeds that I managed to harvest from that one big pumpkin that you saw me cut open. And it's not a huge amount, I'll be honest. I'd say it's a little bit of a failure. It's barely a cup of seeds, to be honest, and they're not really that good quality compared to last year's ones. Last year's were nice and big and fat, and these ones are, you know, they're all right. They'll taste good, and they do taste good. I've eaten some already. I can only imagine what I'm going to get from the other pumpkins that I've still yet to harvest from. They were a lot smaller, and all in all, I think moving forward next year, I'll provide them with a bit better soil. I think that was a big component of why they weren't as good, why the harvest wasn't as good. But sometimes that's the way it goes living on a farm, I suppose, and I'm really lucky to have a bunch of chickens that really love the leftovers from my kitchen. And I mean, they've got quite a lot of pumpkins to get through, but there's no waste going on in this farm. So, I mean, I'll grab a few of these seeds to sow next year, and hopefully I'll get a better outcome.